Konate had a stinker.
Yeah.
And Gravenberch playing centre-half was better than what Konate was playing, and I'm glad Slot actually said something about it. I saw it in the interview. He mentioned, obviously, you know, even if it wasn't the injury, I probably would have took him off, because as soon as Gravenberch went centre-half, we were a better team.
Sure.
He was playing better than Konate, and again, frustrating for me watching as a fan, watching Konate playing the way he's playing at the moment, especially when we're hearing these rumours and stories and things that he might not want to be here, or he might be interested in Madrid turning his head or whatever else. And I couldn't blame any player for clubs like that showing interest, but it's not good when you're not performing at your top level for fans and people like me to be able to jump on your back for not playing at your best or to your best standards, with your high standards, when obviously there's talk about being somewhere else.
The whole right side's not at its best, is it? You know, Konate and then whoever's in that position next to him, whether that be Bradley, Frimpong or Szoboszlai, is just not at its best.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought he was going to start Gomez as centre-back in that game. I thought he was going to Gomez as centre-back and thought he was going to pick Robertson over Kirkes. Not because Kirkes has done too much wrong. I just thought he might have tried to have gone a little bit more back to try and
I was happy with the team when I saw it, because it was more like the old team. It was more like the old formation.
Yeah, the midfield three were back together, weren't they?
The old positions, the 4-3-3 back, and I was sort of a lot more confident. I was expecting Robertson.
But do you think that's what it is, though, Paul? I mean, you've been at the top in your own respective sport. When people are talking about you and there's stuff going on outside of your sport, when you get into that ring, can that affect you? Is that what's possibly happening with Konate? That these poor performances are because of all the outside noise? Can it be as straightforward as that?
Honestly, I couldn't compare with that. Like, boxing and football are totally different, obviously, but you're a sportsman, you're performing at the top level. And all I can say on it is, if you're not right mentally, there's no point in even going on a pitch or going in the ring. If you're not right mentally, if any of them football players were boxers, they would not be fighting. They're not ready. They're not mentally right. They wouldn't be fighting. But you have to play, because it's the Premier League. The league's not going to stop for you just because you've
playing 8 games every month. Yeah.
You're playing probably twice a week, some weeks.
Yeah.
And
every week pretty much now.
There you go, and you've got to do it, and that's it. And I understand it. I understand the sport. I understand the whole league. I understand how much money, finances, publicity, everything that's involved with it, and the show must go on. That's life. I get that. But I sympathise for them, because mentally they're not going to be 100%. Not a chance. But on sports, different sports, they say it's 80% mental and 20% physical. And I agree with that. And that's why I think, obviously, there will be a lot of struggling going on in the team at the minute. Even if you're not right 100%, forget the Jota loss. You know, even if you're not right just because your head might be turned. But we saw the stick Trent got towards the end of the season. And listen, a lot of it, people will say, was rightly deserved. And a lot of people will try and defend him. But in the end, he did what he did, and the players and the fans reacted accordingly. They're doing so with Konate, but it's not fair on him. It's not looking good when he's not performing at the top level. If there's rumours of his head being turned.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back to the summer and talk too much about transfers, but on the summer, it felt like we had pretty much near the perfect window. We strengthened all the positions we needed to: right back, left back, the backup keeper had already come in, all the attacking players. We know that. I know that no one knew that the only injury was going to happen, but they clearly wanted another centre-back because they went for Gahey on deadline day, right? Yeah. And they thought they were going to get Gahey. He was having a medical until obviously Paris couldn't get a replacement. So the only thing I was surprised about was that they wanted a centre-back and they left it that late to try and go in and get a centre-back. I'm a little bit surprised that it wasn't done earlier on in the transfer window, and almost. I think we spoke to Dimmy a lot in the summer that we needed another top-class centre-back to come in as cover for Konate, whether he was going to leave, just another option. So I do find this. I feel like we are maybe a little bit short of centre-back, and I'm surprised we maybe weren't a little bit more ruthless earlier on in the window to get that sorted rather than wait till deadline day to try and get Gahey, which was always going to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they were too smart for their own good.
Possibly.
You know, and they felt...
Which mean they just thought they were going to get Gahey like that.
And also there was a few junctures in that window that they felt they had to pass through. You know, they played in the Community Shield, which is quite a big one.
Palace,
they played their first game in Europe as well. So there was games in that pre-season where he needed to be involved, and Glasner wanted him involved, and ultimately obviously wanted him to stay. So I think they were probably thinking, in the same way they held their nerve with Isak, and they got Isak over the line. You could argue that was the harder deal. So in terms of, she said, they know what they're doing. In terms of how they operate, I wouldn't question that approach, because if it pans off, then you're looking at a brilliant window. But it does leave us very vulnerable.
Doesn't football always have a funny way of doing that?
Yeah, it does,
you need a centre half, and all of a sudden your centre half's going to get injured. There's something
Miss
you need
the
a
season pretty
striker,
much,
and your striker's going to it always seems to have a funny way of doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but maybe that's where Gomez could have a bigger role to play. Leone's is a massive blow. He likes having the idea of Gravenberch at the back. I think he brings.
Endo's played there, hasn't he, in the past?
Yeah,
was it under Klopp?
Yeah, but I think the reason why he keeps putting Gravenberch there is because he thinks the build-up play
is better with Gravenberch.
Yeah. Much better with Gravenberch. Rather than what Konate's offering at the moment. And there was hints.
I don't want to go too old school. I do think that your centre-back should be the two best defenders possibly.
But again, not in this side. I mean, certainly on our side, the way, if you look at where the press box looking, I saw quite a lot of our right side in the first half. And Konate stepped up a number of times in the first 15, 20 minutes. And he got a few right. And he's pinching the ball high up. And McAllister was swivelling on it. It was onto Salah. We didn't look that threatening when we got into that position because Salah's still trying to work out. He plays a ball through to Isak, which was a hospital pass more than anything else because he just plays it straight and Barry Shield sort of barges him off the ball. And then he started to get that wrong. Chelsea had 10 minutes where, they were feeling that out and then eventually they started to pick that apart. And as soon as he did that, he lost confidence and then he started to look frantic and then he started to look jittery and it was all last ditch then. And the half a yard off it then. So, sometimes it is a case of, those moments breed confidence. He probably thought as well, if he's won the ball back on halfway and Liverpool have done nothing with it, and he does it again and Liverpool do nothing with it, he starts to lose confidence that, that's the route towards going and think, right, well, what else do we need here? We need our players to step up. So that's why, in many ways, the managers always talk about it being more on the collective rather than individual performances, because that spreads through the team.
Yeah, let's hope he finds form again, Konate, because last season, let's not forget, he was unbelievable, wasn't he? Him and Van Dijk together, he was solid. And, maybe, I don't know, we'll find out sooner or later what's going to happen with the contract. It's one of those just gets, we don't want another Trent situation, do it, dragging on for the whole season. Is he going to go on a free, come out, announce something, get it done, and then we all know what's happening and we can all just move on. And that's not then a distraction lingering over him in the football club all season.
I agree. How many times you heard the pundits and the former league winners and you can't win the league without a good defence, and you need two good, solid centre-halves.
That's why I'm worried about Arsenal
to win the league. I know. Well,
they're not conceding goals, are they?
I'm not
ever going to see?
I'm not worried about them, yeah.
So one thing we should say, we do go into international break a point behind Arsenal, but Bournemouth at home, first game of the season. Bournemouth are a top team. Yeah. We had to go to Newcastle, where that game was crazy for obvious reasons with the whole league stack thing. We played Arsenal at home, beating them. We had to go to Chelsea. We had to go to Crystal Palace. We had the Merseyside derby. So I mean, those games. They're quite a tough set of opening fixtures, aren't they?
The tough fixtures, but again, I didn't know what I was listening to on Sky when I'm hearing Gary Neville saying it's a swing weekend. 6 games played.
Yeah, it feels early for it to be a swing weekend, doesn't it?
You're saying it's a swing narrative, doesn't it?
It's this forced narrative, and then it's just like we get sticking on these scousers playing the violin again. It's the 6th game, and you're calling it a swing weekend.
Yeah,
we've had quite a tough start anyway, and this weekend when Arsenal got the last minute winner, I could hear Neville again, absolutely buzzing and delighted. I said last weekend was a swing weekend. Now this is and the minute we lose, it's the same thing. The league's finished.
You haven't got a friend in Paul Smith.
You and Gas not mates, so you're not.
I don't mind.
Is he not getting invited to your boxing fights?
I don't mind him whatsoever.
You prefer Jamie, yeah?
Yeah, I prefer Jamie. I was trying to set up a fight with them both for charity and trying to get Jamie to actually.
That'd be good to raise money for charity. By the way, look, back in Carragher in that one.
I respect him massively for what he's done, but the commentary, come on, it's obviously no secret you're a Man United fan, and you're a fan of whoever's playing Liverpool and Man United, obviously, but it's 6-7 games in.